There's blood everywhere, yeah. The driver's all banged up, and there was this one girl bleeding out of her face pretty bad.
New overnight, NBC 10 is first to bring you the sounds of the shooting while our cameras were rolling at the scene you see here. Here's the story. We were covering a man who was wounded on Logan Way around midnight when shots were fired just 1 block away. Take a listen. First, you heard the shots, and then you hear the police cars give chase. The photographer who captured this moment left his camera on the ground while he ducked for safety. We're working to find out more about the condition of the man who was shot at the first scene near Logan Way.
Report on tonight. First, authorities coming before the cameras a short time ago near Philadelphia, revealing some residents of a senior living facility are still unaccounted for tonight.
Police asking for the advanced casualty box with many additional ambulances.
More than 400 emergency workers scrambling through the night to save the elderly residents. Many couldn't escape on the road. Blanket-wrapped patients loaded onto school buses. The road crowded with wheelchairs and beds.
A chase, a crash, and a carjacking. A wild scene in Upper Darby, and hundreds of children saw it happen. When it was all over, a 6-year-old little girl and her grandmother were seriously hurt. Good evening, I'm Dawn Timoney.
And I'm Joyce Evans. What started as an effort to get dirt bikes off Philadelphia streets crossed into Delaware County, and that's where it nearly turned deadly.
A chaotic scene around 1:30 on 69th Street in Upper Darby. Off their feet, into the air, the grandmother dazed. A little 6-year-old girl more seriously hurt as people rushed to help.
She was unresponsive, and then there was an adult who was responsive, so I concentrated on the little girl. There was also a nurse on the scene helping her.
What witnesses say the motorcycle driver did next is even more shocking.
He immediately jumped off the bike, tried to get into a car that was next in line in front of him, didn't get open the door. The car sped away. He was hanging onto the side of the car. I am not kidding. It was like a movie.
Police say the motorcyclist carjacked the driver in front of him at knife point while the car was...
We're following a 13-year-old boy is under arrest after police in Delaware County say he stabbed someone in the ear. This happened yesterday afternoon around 5 o'clock. Upper Darby police responded to a large street fight at the intersection of Keystone Avenue and Westchester Pike. If you know the area, you know it's right across the street from the police station. A few minutes later, officers got a call about a stabbing a few blocks away. The victim, who was stabbed in the ear, is expected to be okay.
It stands to reason that Christmas time is a very busy time for Amazon and for the people who deliver Amazon packages to your home. Unfortunately, it is also a busy time for thieves who target Amazon delivery drivers, and police in Darby Township are trying to track down just such a group of bandits.
A woman driver tells police she knew something was up when she noticed she was being followed about a mile away.
Made a call to the boss. Eventually, they cut her off and jumped out, put a gun to her, and took some boxes from the truck.
What's unclear is how the men knew the woman in the U-Haul was making deliveries for Amazon.
The only thing she could remember, because she was visibly shaken, was that it was a dark vehicle.
Nick shows us how first responders had to slide a stretcher out of the window to rescue the resident. Take a look. LNI was called to the 3100 block of Fontaine Street. This happening just before 5 o'clock tonight. They requested immediate assistance. You can see why.
An innocent young boy is the most recent victim. NBC 10's Drew Smith has our coverage from Chester.
Police did make an arrest in another killing this weekend. They say Miguel Moreno shot 23-year-old Tishawn Malloy several times. That just hours after a separate murder on Highland Avenue. No arrests there.
It's a disaster. Everybody wants to shoot each other with a gun. They want to solve a problem with a gun.
The carnage brings Chester's homicides up to 20 for the year, well ahead of the previous year's tallies at this time. 8 of the killings have come in the past 8 weeks. A summer of shooting that began with a teenager dying walking to the last day of school.
I'm Matt Weintraub, Bucks County District Attorney. I'm here to make an announcement about a significant development in the investigation that you've all been following so patiently, so diligently. We have found human remains in an approximately 12.5-foot deep common grave.
The search is on for a gunman who opened fire on a basketball court in Chester, Delaware County.
2-year-old was outside with friends, and the gunfire erupted down the street. Within seconds, his family heard the child yell at for help, screaming on the invasion.
And as you know, the search is now on for the gunman spotted behind this.
It happened at 22nd Street and Edmont Avenue just after 11 last night. You can see one of the bullets went through this window. Luckily, no one was hurt.
As I stand here today, I have in my hand some paperwork that has now been officially filed of record, charging 2 men with the murder of those 4 young men that I just spoke about. Cosmo DiNardo has been charged with the murder of Mr. Finicaro, Mr. Mayo, Mr. Sturgis, and Mr. Patrick. Sean Kratz has been charged with the murders of Mr. Finicaro, Mr. Mayo, and Mr. Sturgis.
Happening right now, there's a manhunt underway in Pennsylvania for the man who police say allegedly shot a recent high school grad. Surveillance tape shows a guy driving a truck alongside Bianca Robertson's car in a road rage incident, apparently, right before she ended up veering off the road this week. So authorities say to this person, turn yourself in.
Another car, a red pickup truck, merged in at the same time, and a man in the red pickup truck pulled out a gun and shot her in the head, killing her. This is now a murder case for that man who fired this shot. Turn yourself in now. Every second you are out there, you are only making this worse for yourself and worse for this young lady's family.
So police say they are looking for the red truck, a suspect in the road rage shooting death of an 18-year-old woman that was caught on surveillance video. We have learned that suspect has turned himself into police. Investigators announced these details just moments ago. Take a listen.
At approximately 2 o'clock this morning, the defendant, through his attorney, turned himself in. 28-year-old David Desper turned himself in to the West Goshen Police and the Chester County detectives. Placed under arrest for first-degree murder, third-degree murder, possession of the instrument of crime, recklessly endangering other people.
Police say 28-year-old David Desper shot Bianca Robertson after both tried to merge into the same lane. Her car rolled down an embankment. She was killed instantly. Desper's faded red pickup truck was also recovered this morning.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Now to some breaking news tonight at 5. Troy Gentry, half of the country duo Montgomery Gentry, was killed today in a helicopter crash in New Jersey.
Basically, I was just driving by here down this road, and then I basically heard something. I see one cop car go by, another one go by, then I see a few more just right afterwards, and I had no idea what was going on. I just thought it was something for the concert, and pretty much just found out what happened, and I'm just total shame, but you know, what are you gonna do?